Okay, it's my turn. Just turn that music down just a little bit. That Epidemic, which I love. Epicurious. Yep. Well, the current events have been pretty exciting lately. Marilyn tells me to stay away from that, so I'll keep the current events real local, like Boca Raton. We had a nice afternoon yesterday because Mona and Greg and Marilyn and Jim show showed up at Frank and Dino's for a late lunch. I had my favorite meal there, which is linguine with clams, and they do a really good job of it. But I have to order extra clam juice because the pasta soaks up that wonderfulness. So by the time you get to the bottom of the dish, it's all like dry. So I get an extra cup of clam juice, which they charged me $3. The lunch was $16, so for $19 I get it exactly the way I want it, and it was spectacular. It's the first time I've had it since March, when this pandemic started. So, and Marilyn had some kind of a salad with 2 spectacular shrimp on it. I don't know if I have the shrimp in here. Oh, there's the dish. You can kind of see. Well, let's see. Let's try. There we go. You can see the dish. Let's get this thing out of the way. So there's the clam dish, and I think I can. There you go. See that? Ooh. I had a few more clams in that. That was the picture taken at another time. So, anyway, so we had a nice afternoon, spent a couple hours there. Had a couple of see-throughs with my favorite vodka, a little soda, lots of ice. And after 2 of those, that's all I can do when I'm getting ready to walk home, because we were on foot to that place. It's only 1 building away, so I don't get any attaboys to that. But anyway, so that's the current events. Stay away from the Biden topics, Marilyn says. So I kept the current events real current and real local. So I thought maybe I'd go online here and open up Photoshop Express on my iPad. You can see it popping over there on the right part of the screen. And we're not going to resume. So we got, there we go. So much going on here. Let's see if we can pick an image out that needs some help. Oh my. Let's see if we can, let's see what this is. Oh, look at that picture. That was a storm coming up. I think Friday or Saturday is really, Saturday is a really, or Sunday, I think Sunday, because it affected the Masters tournament on Saturday. So we're gonna, you notice, I think you can see this, my little arrow going around here. Let's do this, there we go. So now if you see all these, look at all these things. when you pay $15 for the year or something ridiculous, you get Photoshop Express and you get all these different tools. You know, you can add text, you can automatic high, remove red eye, and here's the typical adjustments layer. So I'm just going to click on that, I think. Oh, I got you over here. Oh my God, there's so many buttons. All right, so we're going to hit adjustments, and then you see we get all these things along the bottom: light, color, effects, detail, split tone, blur, vignette. Let me show you vignette real quick. It's real easy. You see how it almost makes it look like you're looking through a toilet roll. And you go the other way, it gets real light on the sides, which that means you're leaving the good earth and going to heaven when you see that. We're not ready for that. Okay, so we're at 0, and if you go that way, it kind of puts the focus on the center of it. I just wanted to show you that one, vignette. And then, so let's go over to effects. No, detail. We're going to go to detail. So, bingo, we hit detail. So this is the, whoops. So, let's, you see where it says luminance all the way over here. All the way over this way. Sharpen, luminance, so we want to hit, this reduces noise. So we just slide that baby over, and the clouds get a little softer. A little more, they get a little more soft. So you don't have, you know, the digital noise up there. So we do the same thing with that one. So now the sharpen, that's a little, we'll expand over here onto the, when I do sharpen, so you can see what happens to the fence, and the guardrails in the building, Palmetto Place across the way. So you push that, so there's a slider here. You see how it really brings out the fence. So that's why we do sharpen. And let's see. Maybe you can see the time over here in the corner. Yep, on and on and on. Sometimes I lose track of what time of day it is. All right, so now these are real good ones. Haze. So now I'm going to just shrink this back to its full size. We're going to hit dehaze. So you slide over this thing. Look. Oh my God. Yeah. So if you go this way, the clouds get softened out. This is 0, no effect. And then I'm going to try to slide this baby over to make it, you know, like it was when we were watching his front come through. That looks pretty good. The clouds got really dark, really scary. And then here you got clarity, so we can, you know, get a little more emphasis on the bottom parts of those clouds, which were real dark. And you know, vibrance and saturation. I'll touch saturation, and you see if I go this way, the color is gone. Beautiful black and white picture. Don't take any pictures in black and white. Always take them in color, because you should always desaturate them and turn them into black and white. But if you don't take them in color, it's a real hassle trying to put the color back in from a black and white. There is software to do it, but it was actually developed by CNN, Ted Turner wanted to convert some of his old black and white movies into color, so they developed a software package that you never know the film was not made in color to begin with. Alright, so here's where we got my button on, saturation. So we go over this way, it turns into a black and white picture. And it's still dramatic, even black and white. But Palmetto Place is such a good-looking building. We may as well, and it took them, 2 weeks to paint the building. We may as well show off the beautiful presentation that Bill Morris did on that building. Yeah, that's my favorite building, actually. 256 condos wrapped in a U shape, wrapped around a pool deck on the 6th floor. That looks like you're in the most exotic, club environment in the Miami Beach. It's a beautiful common area. Okay, so temperature. That you try to stay away from. The cameras are pretty good at getting the right color temperature. So it's at 0, so we can always bring it back. So let's change the color temperature, see? And it changes the paint job with the wave of a finger. So we go, there's 0, and we'll move up to there, and you can see how it's a little too much. So we're not gonna deal with the temperature. If you want more saturation, I'd rather do that than change the color temperature. All right. Oops. So we're gonna put back on there. Light. So that's the panel over here. So you got black, white, shadows. You want to bring out shadows. Show you what the shadows does. Look at this. And you can see. So if you look in the balconies, looks bad. That's a nice feature. You can see what happens with the shadow. See how there's a shadow right there. You can see some of the corners that you don't get if you don't turn up the shadow detail. So let's turn that up. So look at that shot. Pretty incredible. It looks a little tilted. I think we're going to go to crop. And they have let's do transform. This is always interesting. Let's do full balanced. There, full auto. Yo! Wow. That's curious, huh? All this part is out. Let's go back. Whoops. There we go. Now we're back where we were. Let's do balanced auto. Then that's a little more reasonable. Okay. That straightened things out pretty good. You see the line here? That's parallel. And the crosshair this way looks good. So we're gonna take that balanced auto. Move on to adjustments. That locks that in. You see the little there's 12.5 million pixels in that shot. And the iPad is pretty good at, but when you make a change like that, every little pixel all around here changes, and how far apart they were. And now we have I expand that, and you see how the edge of the building lines up with the edge of the iPad Pro, by the way. And the same thing here, it's parallel lines there. So it's a good job that did. No, we don't want to save yet. Whoops. There we go. Let me get back here. I think we just lost our balanced auto. Let's try it again. Bingo. There we go. Now we're going to go back to adjustments. And shadow. Want to increase the shadow. If you go too much, it's bright. The whole picture gets. Now you can also come back here and then do this. I'd rather not push the shadows that far. Remember, we can expand that so we can see what it does to the balcony. See how it lightens up the balconies. Now you can see that there's somebody laying on a lounge chair. Okay, bring that guy Bloody Mary. Okay, so everything looks parallel. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to crop this aspect ratio, and I'm just going to see all the clouds up here. They're kind of like boring. Let's get them out of the picture, and that makes the picture a little more. Oops. See, this is here. We gotta get that out there. There you go. So now we go back here to adjustments. That locks that in. So now the shape of the picture is a little bit better. Plus we got rid of the top part of those clouds. Weren't that pretty anyway. So I'm going to do a little more, actually. Aspect ratio. Now we can pull this down. Yeah, that's better. So now we have more of a 16:9 aspect ratio, and we can actually set that. Let's go here and I'll show you how to do that. So we're going to go to crop, and let's see. Alright, we're good. Alright, so now it's time to save. So saving is real easy. This little arrow up here on the top, up in this corner, is an arrow that's pointing over to the left. So you just touch that, and it says save, don't save, cancel. So let's save it. Alright, it's done. So now in my in my recents, there we go, albums. Okay. Program took me to this for some reason. I don't know why they want to do notifications, but we'll let them notify me. So now, if you don't mind, I would like to go back. These programs get a little self-controlling. See, now we got a few of these. So, recently added. So, let's look at that one. So this, see, we picked that photo out from down here. So this is the one we just worked on. So I'll just tap on it so you can see it. It's all straightened out. We got the shadows in the balcony. We see this guy down here. It's laying on the balcony. Thank God he's dressed. Okay. So that's a clock model 45, which is going to be acquired. And you see the red ring around there. This receiver on the slide has 2 screws. You take that off and you put an optical sight on there, and that makes it a real super version. So we reverse pinch here. There we go. So you work on that slide, And this is how the pistol looks with the optical doodad on there. So that makes that a Glock 45 MOS, modular optical thing on there. And it fits right in there. But Glock has two versions. See, the Glock 45 MOS, and this receiver has been machined down on the slides, and then they put a cover on it and put two screws. But when you want to put the optical side on, you just take that off, and the optical slide fits right in where they machine that down. And you don't need any extra kits. Yeah, so this is a 9mm. It's got the grip of a Model 17, and it's got the barrel length and the slide of a Model 19. The 17 and 19 are the two most popular models in the Glock line in the last 20 years or so. And also this G45, which came out a couple of years ago, literally like 2 years ago. It has these ridges that are machined into the slide. You hold it in one hand and then you grip it and you go like this to, load a cartridge. If the barrel is empty, you put the magazine up from the bottom, and then you use your hands and do that, and it loads a live round into the chamber with the firing pin back. You can't really see, like a hammer. They don't have an open hammer, so you can't see that. But in other words, so you pretty much keep your finger off that trigger unless you're ready to, use it. And there's a little thing that protrudes to tell you that there's a round in the chamber. Anyway, so that's why I had that photograph in the lineup. All right, so let's go to go back to Photoshop Express. Okay, I love that Epidaurus. Let's see, what do they call that? Oh boy. And that music terrific. I just love it goes on for 3 hours and then it repeats, and I can listen to that all day long. Keep my headphones on and tune out the world. It's amazing. Here it is. Epidemic sound instrumental with no copyright. It's, see, 3 hours and 1 minute and 24 seconds. But, I can play it in the background. I'm transmitting it live, Facebook. So, anytime you do something like that, you have to make sure the copyrights are, in place. Which is nice. All right, let's get back to my, what I want to do. There we go. There we go. Now we're back to resume session. No, we don't want to resume. So I'm just paging through here to see if there's anything anything catches my eye to fix up a little bit. There's my two buddies. Cats are cute. Okay, I'll tell you what we're going to play. See the whiskers right here? Has this little yellow thing. That's not the way it is. So let's go to adjustments. And let's go to color, because that's what's lost up. So we have color, temperature, tint. Let's do temperature. This is a classic temperature thing. So, see, now that way the black turns blue, so that's not good. And if we go plus 20 the other way, the yellow even gets worse. So we're at 0 now. And I'm going to move that just a little bit. The other thing I can do is sometimes when you increase the contrast, it bleaches out the whites and intensifies the blacks. Yeah, look at that. That's better. Got a nice red nose there, so we know we have color. Yeah, this looks good. This little guy likes to jam his nose up against the... So, this is the boy cat, this is the girl cat. Caribou and Kino. We named all our animals after coffees. Yep, Kenya, Kino, Caribou. And the first two are African coffees. Okay, so we're good with that, so I'm going to hit the button over here on the top left. There we go. Save. We're going to save that now. So now we got another one of those. It's one of the two black and white tuxedo cats. Although they're not born from the same, family, they know that they're black and white and they hang around with each other, and we have a solid black cat and they don't want any part of her. Yeah, poor Kenya, she's like on an island by herself. So because of that, the cat hangs around Jimmy real tight. Let's see, I'll show you some of what that is. Oh, there we go. All right. Let's touch this one so you can see. That's Kino, right in the middle of my little studio thing I got here. So she's, kind of like delaying me doing a broadcast. Yep, she'll just hang right in there. And her little claws, she's got claws. So you rub the back of her neck and those claws start to squeeze. You can't have that cat on your lap because those claws go right through your pants. Okay, so you see I had to put the mic up because Kenya said, "Come on, Jimmy, you gotta say hello to me. The other two cats don't want any part of me." Oh my God, this is a mock-up of, because of the recent patents that, there's a company that follows Apple patents, and every time Apple files a patent, and they file like 5 or 10 patents a day, really, on all kinds of different things they're going to make, things they're not going to make, things they think they're going to make. If they feel like the design is strategic, they're going to throw a patent out there so that nobody can copy what Apple's thinking about. They got a huge legal department that deals with that. Anyway, so a bunch of patents were issued about the watch. So some person, decided let's look at what those patents could produce if they actually did it, and had to do with this flexible screen, because they're coming up with a flexible LED screen. They're working on it because they're working on a phone that might fold. So that's the ultimate in flexibility, when you're actually going to fold it in half. Well, so if you just don't fold it too much, you can kind of like wrap around your wrist. So when you have your wrist like this and you flip it, you'll see the screen, going halfway around your wrist, which is pretty amazing. And then if you touch on it, it's gonna go and get right to the meeting. So somebody, so you can, here's Friday, Thursday, Wednesday's up there. So that's what they came up with. I'd take that watch in a heartbeat. Okay, there's the cat. Here's something. There's a little spot on her. She's got a little tongue hanging out. So there's a thing called a healing tool. Down here in the bottom in the middle it says heal, H-E-A-L. And there's a little Band-Aid on it. It's, I'll use my arrow thingy. There it is right there. So I'm going to touch heal. And this is basic. And if you look in the middle of the screen, there's a slight, you can see it up in the middle, it's the very middle of the screen. There's like a circle. So we're going to bring that circle back so it's not quite so big. And then use 2 fingers to expand the photo. And then you can come over here and set the spot from which you're going to copy. And see it? Spot's gone. Very cool. We'll leave her tongue alone. I like the tongue. It's so red. Okay, so that's it. So now we can save that because it's been edited. So when you see a real nice picture of the cat, let's see this one. Does that have that spot on it? Yep, sure does. Let's do the healing tool again. I'm going to expand that up. Heal. Wow. So the first thing you do is you set the spot from which you want to copy, and then you just paint that, and boom, it's gone. Amazing. Whoops. We undo. All right, so let's go to adjustments, and we'll bring that back into reality. So that picture we can do some editing on that. You see the pole over here is a little lopsided, so you got that. So we can go to crop, transform, and I don't think we want to do full auto. Let's do it for the heck of it. Here we go. Cat's all of a sudden pregnant. We're not gonna do that one. There we go. So we're back where we were. I hope. Yeah, that's it. So we're gonna do this more manually. So you see vertical skew, the third box. I'll touch that box. So now when I slide this, you can do auto. This is an auto thing, so let's do that. So it is now. We'll straighten that all the way up. This picture up here is parallel with the edge, so that part's good. Let's go back. And let's do vertical skew, but let's do it ourselves. And this is what you do. I mean, you literally, now this line right here is straight up and down. And you let go of it, and there you go. So now we're going to go to aspect ratio and pull this up because we're not interested in the trash can. Get that right up to the edge of her paw. And that probably looks like a better picture. You see this arrow right here? That's right here. Tells me where to sit. like you can't tell with this this donut-shaped thing I got on my desk. Anyway, so go back to adjustments. The blacks look a little washed out, so we need to get to work on that. And so we're going to go to adjustments, and we're going to go to details because we need some clarity here. So we turn up that clarity, and it gives a little more texture to the skin of the fur. And what do you call it? Contrast over here. We increase contrast, and that'll blacken up the cat. Kind of lost her nose, so we can go here to shadow detail and can increase that a little bit. See, and then we get a little piece of her nose. And I'm gonna saturation. Let's turn that up a little bit. Whoa! So there's my desk. I'm looking at my desk, and I would say it kind of looks like that. So that's like +9 on that control. So that's it. So now we can hit this arrow over here. That's it. Now, you know what? Let's see. I'm gonna rotate this sucker a little bit. Rotate. And there we go. See if I rotate that. Because we already did the aspect ratio. See, now that's more straight up and down. I can move that over just a little bit more. There we go. I gotta pull this down because I got those white checkerboards. You gotta take them out of the picture. Okay. This is parallel up here. The pole is parallel there. I mean, that's the kind of stuff you gotta do. The horizontal lines look okay. So now we're done. We change it to a different type of adjustment, and it locks in what you just did. So that's it. And there's Kenya, right in the middle of the action. And save it. Takes a little time. There we go. Takes a little time before it releases. I'm looking for any other shots that look like they need a little help. Seems like let's look at this one. All right, so here's a shot that came from the military. It's a Pfizer vaccination. This girl's turning. She's obviously scared of needles, as I am, but I think I've been too embarrassed to turn away like that. She looks like she's going to get shot. Okay, so what you see? So you see her chest. She's got all kinds of freckles and stuff, on her arms and everywhere. And there's all kinds of noise in the picture. So we're gonna do an adjustment there to defreckle her. Just because it's going to be a published photo. So we're going to go to just our regular adjustments, and we're going to go to details, and over here reduce illumination noise, and then we slide that. We can't expand it that much because it's a small picture, but if I go like 50%, 70%, look at that, all the freckles are gone from her arms. That's it, no more freckles. That's a lot, better looking than that. I mean, plus it takes all the noise out of, even the background. So we're going to go 100% on that one. And we're going to so now let's turn up the color a little bit, because this with saturation, and just turn up the color up just a tad more. Okay, the blue gloves look like they're jumping out, so where this is vibrance, we're going to cut that back, because that'll, you see, if you go up here, I like the gloves look like they're electric. They aren't electric. Okay, so that looks pretty snazzy. Let's go to clarity and sharpen that baby up a little bit. That's almost like a sharpen tool. And dehaze is not the tool you'd use here, because it just louses up the contrast. You do dehaze when you have haze. I'll show you a picture using dehaze on a picture that's not clouds and things. Alright, so I don't think there's too much more to do. We do have a little angular issue here, so let's see if we go to crop, transform, and do this manually so it doesn't go total bipsic on us. So we can go down this way. There we go, things are more parallel. Let's rotate a little bit. That might help. The background, that bar right there, that should be vertical. Now because it's a tenth, that line's not right. That's okay. Alright, so adjustments, we lock in that. Let's crop this up just a tad. I don't want to lose the Pfizer name, because everyone's going to say, okay, what's the injection? Well, see, I got it right in there. That's part of the storytelling when you take a picture. Try to get that name in the picture, and the photographer did. So we know that's a Pfizer injection, and he's getting ready to whack her with that. And looks like she's going to jump out of her skin. So funny. So this guy's all masked up. He's got a headgear on there, a mask, and yeah, all right. So that's it. So now we're going to save it. We're going to save it. I keep tapping that. There we go. Save. This is beta software, so it's subject to let's see. This is a dish I had at Louis Bassi not long ago. Here's the plate. See, Louis Bassi on the glass. You try to tell people what's in the picture, so you don't have to say, well, where was this taken? 5 years from now. You say, Louis Bassi. And this dish is spectacular. It's a very special form of pasta. It's a big tube the size of my thumb. And it gets real soft and floppy, and it collapses. I broke them up a little bit, and I added, so I had the standard edition. I added, what do you call it, sausage. So that's grilled sausage. I broke that up, or they break it up. So it's chunks of grilled sausage. It's absolutely spectacular. I'm going to adjust this a little bit. And we're going to go to crop. You see the bottom edge of this dish is so wacky out of focus. It's distracting me. So let's just come up there. Everything else This angular is a little issue. Let's see if we can transform that. Vertical skew. And we do this, move this way. I don't think we're not going to lose too much in the image. Bingo. See, now the V8 can is standing up straight. I could move it just a little bit more. There we go. Alright, now we need to go to aspect ratio and need to bring that back up again. Look at that. Amazing. Adjustments. There is a little wand up here with little stars on the end in the upper right corner. Let's tap that and see what happens. I like that. That's good. Color. Let's say a little more saturation. Wow. Okay, that's good. Hit the save button. This is a beta version of Photoshop Express. Even though I have all the tools, I've got the beta piece already there too. And the software is just a tad bit slow. You know, tapping buttons and shouldn't have to do all that. I'm just going quickly through some of these rows. See if there's a shot I took in Indian summer. This picture got an award at some kind of internet award. It got 21 million hits on my site just for this one, and it's probably because of that bumblebee right there. The bumblebee was right in front of that little girl's face. She's like 8 years old, getting ready to dance in an Indian thing. And I had the lens, the shutter set up to 1/3000th of a second, so you can actually see the wings, you know, as they're flapping. So I named that, you know, Talking to Nature or something or other. It got literally 21 million page hits. So that's a favorite of mine, among others apparently. It's cool to take a picture, throw it up on the internet and see who looks at it. I don't advertise this site at all. I've had 26 million, you know, visitors to this site. How do I know that? Well, there we go, Wilson Picks. 4161100.com. So this is Marilyn and Jay Leno. How cool is that? He was good enough to stop and say hello for like 10 seconds. This was at the auto show at the Boca Resort. See, there's that girl again with the honeybee. And this girl is now, like, instead of, you know, 7, she's 17. And my wife's sister is the director of this event, and she knows her mom. Got a picture of her when she was 16 and 17. So if you touch on that, you can see, you know, 16 years old and 6 years old. So what are we doing here? Oh, we're going down to the bottom. There's Marilyn's Apple Watch. I drew a little picture. You can draw little pictures, and it goes on from my watch to her watch. So I'm going down to the bottom. This Howard Schnellenberger passed away last month. We knew him well, and he knew us. I probably have 5,000 pictures of Howard Schnellenberger when he was coach at FAU. All right, so we're getting to the point. There we go. Look at that, 26,208,758. Now if I refill this site, just hit this recycle. That says 508. Let's see what it says now. Well, see, instead of 509, it says 560, 760. You know why? Because there's someone else on the site now. So it counted up too. But it counted every time someone goes to the site. You can do it yourself. 26. Can you imagine 26,208,760? I reset the counter in 2005. You know, which is 16 years ago, but I mean, it started at 1, you know, then 2, then 5, you know, 10, you know, people tell other people. It's all, you know, word of mouth. I made some chicken, grandma's favorite chicken soup recipe. You can see veggies in there, and then this is took off the breast meat off the chicken, sliced it all up, poured the chicken broth on there. There's the rest before cutting, and there's after. I have all these containers and filled them all up, and make the popular Jewish remedy if you get sick. Yes, sir. Chicken soup. It cures what ails you. So this is the car show. This is the air show Friday night, and then the car show Saturday evening. And Sunday is the golf doodad. So if I click on that, that takes you to that picture. I'll X out the picture, and then there's all the other pictures. Oh, there's Jimmy. I don't know why I touched that on you. It's like, yeah, you got some eyes looking at you there, boy. So Marilyn keeps looking better. I keep looking older. How's that work? Yeah, there's the three of us. Jay says, what am I doing here? And of course, you know, so you take the picture, like this one, and you see they got the Boca Hotel in the background. You know, that's the money shot. Because now you know where you're at. So it's always, you don't want to have it right over the head, because then it looks stupid if you got a building growing out on the top of the head. So you always got to make sure you slide over a little bit. You know, got to use your eye, your brain, and move around. And so here's, you know, like the main entry thingy. So I got the hotel, you know, with inside the middle of the arch, which Rick Case, you know, Automotive Group, Auto Nation. Here's the Boca Raton Concierge, the Elegance Boys and Girls Club. So it's a big charity thing, actually, for the Boys and Girls Club. So, you know, when they sell a $200 ticket, you know, $50 goes to the Boys and Girls Club. So it raises, you know, millions of dollars for the Boys and Girls Club. Now, if I was working on that picture, which I should have, look at the, I mean, the contrast here is just terrible. So that, oh, there it comes. That was like magic. Okay. All right, see if we can. My website doesn't work quite as conveniently as try to get that back in reasonable size. There we go. So this is a unbelievable event. These people, they don't drive. These cars come from all over the country, and you know, like this car right here. They'll take this car. Of course, they polish it up and everything, but when they're done with it, it goes back in a tractor trailer. They drive it right up, and then that semi takes it back to its resting place in a, you know, on display in an air-conditioned warehouse in Indiana or someplace. There we go. So this is, you know, you walking around taking pictures, you know, see, you know, pretty girl with the sunglasses, you know, you take all the shots, you know, because that's somebody's daughter. That's how I look at it. There's the mother-daughter act right there. The Palm Beach, Boca Raton, yeah, $800 dresses and $500 sunglasses and $10,000 watch. What the heck? All you need is money. This lovely couple happens to own a jet. So they landed, they pulled up the jet, they got a little thing where they walk off and, you know, a little stanchion there, like you're not going to walk around there, right? And so they were standing next to the jet, and I said, hey, would you like to take a picture? Take a picture of you in the jet. This is a nice professional camera equipment. And they said, yeah, I took the picture, and then they bought $100 worth of pictures 2 days later. I mean, it's one thing to catch people, you know, with the sunglasses and the cocktail, and then catch another couple with a, you know, $14 million jet. Hello. It's a long drive. Honey, let's fire up the jet. And of course, you gotta wake up 2 captains because you can't fly the jet with one anymore. You gotta have 2. And so that's the story. And if you pay the $375 for the ticket, you get allowed to partake in this dining activity under the tent. All the famous restaurants in Boca Raton and Del Rey come here to show off their food to all the wealthy people that can afford a $400 ticket to have this ability to sit on these tables with the picket fence and all that. And of course we go in with press passes, so, and we provide these photos at no charge to the Boys and Girls Club thingy. So, and any picture sales we send right to them. There's Jimmy. Oops, I think he's got his tongue sticking out. Nice shot, Marilyn. Yeah, there's Jimmy. He's got his tongue sticking out. It's like the little kitty cat picture. I mean, how often do you stick your tongue out, you know, when she pushes the camera button, the shutter button? So you can see these cars. Wow. You know, I was a spoiled brat, you know. My mother gave me a 1959 Corvette in 1960. She let my father drive it for 1 year and says, Bill, give it to Jimmy. Give him the keys right now. He cried a drop of tear, gave me the keys, and said, take care of it. So that's my first car. And that's how I got it. I mean, today it's, you know, $100,000 item, $150,000 item. I don't have the car anymore. I drove it for 10 years and then sold it. Because I couldn't, you know, I didn't have a garage, couldn't take care of it. Teaching high school math, or I don't know what I was doing, but you know, I didn't see the value in doing something. You know, take care of something to the point where it becomes, an antique. Yep, there's the Jimmy and the Marilyn and Jimmy show. They made this for us because we benefited the club, so we're there together. And there's our press passes, and I got my hat and my white glasses, trying to do the polka trick. And on around my hat is all these different metal things, and they make a different one from each year of this event. This is like 2 years ago. I didn't have it last year because of the pandemic. Okay, so gave you a little tour of the. If you go to 416-1100, there's a lot of stuff here. I'll go home. There's home. Now, if you touch this one, it takes you right into the grand opening of this whole program. But see, I've got executive portfolios, FAU sports. Look at this girl. The Department of Education of FAU asked me to take 2 days worth of pictures, and these people were attending this Howard Schnellenberger. Each one of these pictures represents a photo gallery of stuff that's going on. Let's hit this one. See, here's the Literacy and Teaching Conference. So all these people, so here I took a picture of a lady that's contemplating something. There's a professor, somebody, here's a guy looking through the whole program. He's the reserved seat guy. He's up on the balcony, podium. And here's all the people that were speaking at the event. So this was, there's some veggies over here. Look at that, how nice that looked. So here, I got a picture of this girl. She's going over everybody got this 3-ring binder, so they're going over it during lunch break. Here's someone taking notes. They use these pictures in a variety of different situations. There's a governor of Florida. He's the talker. See him right there? Yeah, you give him a microphone, he'll talk for an hour and a half. So we're going to go back. And here's the business school. And let's see, what's that picture? You see this picture right here. Let's see if we can expand that one. There it is. That's it. You see the picture behind me? FAU, they used that in a big poster. They cropped it top and bottom. They got this whole. They used that one big time. They made big ones of it and put it everywhere. Let's change my view. Yeah, I was pointing up to here. You really can't see it unless I do one of these with the camera. See that? That's the same picture that's on that website. Okay. There we go. That's why I went there. And they used a lot of these others, This was a popular one also. This guy right here, you got all these people, they're all paying attention to him. He's got a notebook out, he's doing something. But this girl here was the hit of the show. I knew it. I made sure she was in a lot of the shots. When they float around, I just grabbed one. I said, you stick around. I'm going to set you up with some of these other things. I grabbed a couple people and dragged them outside. And they were just attendees, you know, they weren't paid models or anything. So we got them to sign release forms. Okay, here we go. All right, so it's 10 after 1, so it's probably time for us to cut out of here, huh? What do you think? So we're gonna go. We're gonna epidemia the music, and we're gonna fade me out, and we're gonna put that music up, and so we have a tail. Gotta have a tail at the end of your broadcast, so we just turn up the music a little bit, and then we just fade me out. See you soon. I got my equipment all ready, so you'll see more of me. Like it or not, here I come.